You see, these model-based software architectures, in this model that you're watching right now, it is showing some of the stages: requirement, design, implementation, deployment, and according to which it is showing some of the views. And those views we will see. I will highlight that part. I wanted to show you this picture. I have taken it from your book only. These views you have to remember: design view, process view, use case view, component view, deployment view, and in which stage which view is working, that is being shown over here in this diagram. Design, process, and use case models provide um, for visualization of the logical and behavioral aspects. Component model provides for visualization of the implementation set, and deployment model provides for visualization of deployment set. So these things I will we will study it one by one. What are they and what points you have to remember? Basically, this diagram for introductory part, what you have to remember, that architecture is combination of different components. Okay, it is a combination of different components, and these components, how the communication interaction between those components is happening, that you have to remember, and how these components together, working together, make one complete architecture for the software development. So it has been said that if the architecture is not proper, then it can lead to the failure of the software. That's why the proper architecture and efficient architecture, which comprises of all the stuff required, that is very important. Okay, and software architecture is said to be the central design problem of the complex system. That means you are providing a complete architecture for a complex software, complex problem, and that is, you can say, a definition of the architecture, software ultimate objective of the engineering stage is to converge in a stable architecture baseline. So what is this architecture baseline? That also I will tell you some of the terms we have to remember. So then we will move to next slide. I will explain this term to you, architecture baseline. Then architecture is not just a paper document. It is collection of the information across your all engineering sets. Now I have utilized the term engineering set. Engineering sets means your all sets, requirement set, design set, your deployment set, implementation set. All these sets are nothing but part of engineering set. So you can see from here, all these are coming up here: requirement set, design set, implementation, deployment. And it is seeing over here the design, uh, process, use case models. These views it is talking about: use, design, process, use case models. They give the visualization of the behavioral and technological aspects of the design. Component model, implementation set, visualization of implementation set. Deployment model, visualization of deployment set. So those sets you have to keep in your mind. If you have listened, if you have taken all the classes properly, and if you remember the life cycle phases that we have studied in previous topics, and what are different artifacts, what are different sets, then you can relate these things very easily. It is very easy to understand. So this view thing is nothing but that we are talking about over here. This view is nothing but a subset of the model, which is about some specific perspective or some relevant perspective related to your architects. Okay, and the architectures, we have to make the architectures which describe some essential information from the design. So these are some introductory points that you have to remember related to model based software architectures. Then let me clear all the drawings and I'm moving to next step. Next is model-based software architectures in management perspective. So that management perspective, some of the terms you have to remember, some of the points you have to remember. There are two perspectives that I told you while I started this topic. One is your management perspective, another one is your technical perspective. That also you will see. So this management perspective, the most critical and technical product of the software project is its architecture. Okay, this architecture plays a lot of role, a crucial role, because it describes your complete software development. If software development team has to be successful, then they have to capture in software about all the inter-project communications, and they should be accurate and they should be exact. They should be precise. Next thing, models of the software are used in increasing number of projects to handle the complexity of application development. Because in the models of the software, you are mentioning about all the components, their communication, how they are interacting with each other, which component is working where. That's why it helps us out to handle that complexity of the application. By applying the models for the specification of software application, domain specific knowledge is separated from technological specific. So we got clarity about both, where what is happening, and what is domain based parameters, technical parameters. Both things will get clarity when the architecture is proper and efficient. While models can be applied in different phases of the software development process, research projects in model-based software architecture group are looking at the following application of the model. So these are some of the applications, um, that some of the features you can say, and here two three terms you have to remember. First is your architecture baseline. This term I have utilized in previous slide also. Another one is your definition of the architecture in your management perspective. And third one, which is not written over here, just to tell you, architectural description. Okay? Architectural description. So this term, these three terms can be asked in your exam as your brief question or a brief note, and they can ask you in the form like what are different aspects of the architecture. So in that aspects means features. Aspects is nothing but your features. So these three terms you have to mention as the features of your architecture. First is your architecture, first definition. Second one is your architecture baseline, and third one is your architecture description. These three terms you have to remember. So just I'm telling you to remember these three terms. Basically, what are their meanings that I will tell you. Now, this generative approaches for tackling problems in the research area of the product baseline. Product lines. Product lines is nothing but we are talking about different applications in the software. And generative approaches means which are evolving with some progress. Generative means which are evolving with some progress. That means they are giving you some productive results. These are called as generative approaches. So these generative approaches for tackling problems in the research area of the software applications, you can say, or product lines they have written. Product lines, different applications that you are developing, that you are showing in the complete architecture, application A, application B, like that. Interpreting approaches to enable software architectures for grid or computing. Cloud computing can be utilized. So these are like your approaches to enable those software architectures for these type of computings, different type of computings that you are utilizing and how they are communicating with each other. Next is architecture is a software system design. This is your definition. Also, you can say architecture is the design of the software system which include all engineering necessary to specify complete bill of the materials and significant decisions being resolved by making an efficient architecture. Custom components have to be elaborated so that individual components budget and construction cost can be determined. In those ways, architecture helps. And for the simple definition of the architecture, it is a software system design, or you can say it is a design of the software system which include all engineering necessary to specify the complete picture of your design. So these are some ways, but what you have to remember, it is a complete system design. That one main thing you have to remember. Next, ultimate of ultimate objective of the engineering stage is to converge in stable architecture baseline. This line, complete line, I have told you in first slide also, and there only the term architecture baseline came. So what is this architecture baseline? Architecture baseline is nothing but a information, you can say. It is an information across the engineering artifacts which we utilize to satisfy the stakeholders as per the objectives being set in the starting of the software development. So what we are doing, it is a kind of information, you can say, or a piece of information which is being given on the basis of the artifacts. Artifacts, now you know all types of artifacts we have discussed: engineering artifact, management artifact, pragmatic artifacts. On the basis of the artifacts, this information is made, and it helps us to catch the attention of the stakeholder, to make the stakeholder satisfied. That is called as architecture baseline. Architecture description is a kind of organized subset of the information, organized subset of the information which is extracted from the design. Okay? So that is your architectural description. And this description has to explain how the concepts which is being realized according to your artifacts. That means your artifacts, what they are doing, and what are the concepts according to that artifact you are implementing. That complete description should be explained in architecture description. So these three terms for sure you have to remember: architecture, architecture baseline, architecture description. Architecture is nothing but the definition, architecture baseline is a slice of information, and architecture description is a subset of the information extracted from design. So that is your management perspective, some of the points that you have to remember. Now I'm moving to next slide. Importance of software architecture and its relation with modern software development tools. So that is, we are now relating how the complete architecture of the software relates with the modern software development. So in this one, again some points we have to remember. Here in this slide, I have mentioned 4 points. First, second, third, and these 4 points I have given. Some more, if additional points are required, I will tell you. So first one is what we are talking about. This question can come up in the direct form in your exam. That what is the significance of the software architecture in modern software development processes, or how software architecture relates closely with modern software development. Give your discuss the points, or discuss, just simple discuss. In that way, these two, three forms this question can take, but it can come mostly in the direct form, which is understandable easy. So what we are doing over here, we are relating software architecture with modern software development process. First point, achieving stable software architecture represents a significant project milestone at which the critical decision should have been resolved. So two, three things came up. A stable software architecture can become a key to represent the milestones of the project. Milestones means you're in between where you are releasing what you are developing at what. Those are milestones at which critical decisions can be resolved. So if your software architecture is stable, then it will help us to represent our milestones, and that will help us to make the decisions, complex critical decisions, easy. So in that way, software architectures relates with some modern software development processes. Critical decisions, if the project is very large and the complexity level is very high, that happens in modern software development processes, because now as the latest technology is increasing, our ambition towards the development uh, in the technical area is also increasing. Okay. Now we are able to think about those kind of projects were not which were not into the scenario in the time of 1960s 70s, but right now it is possible to develop because of the latest techniques technologies available. So that's why it is talking about modern software development, iterative approaches. Next one, architecture representations provide basis for balancing the trade-offs between the problem space and the solution space. That means whatever representations you are utilizing in architecture, it helps us out to remove the incompatibilities between problem and solution. Trade-offs means incompatibility. So that is your architecture, how it will help out in the development process, modern software development. Architecture and process encapsulate many of the important communications among individual teams, organizations, stakeholders. So obviously, the complete process and your architecture makes us to uh, communicate between each other and makes us to work together. Poor architectures and immature processes are often given as reasons for project failure. So this line I have told you in starting also when we started this topic, model based software architectures, that poor architectures, improper architectures, immature processes can lead you to the failure of the software. Another thing, in order to proper planning, mature process, understanding the primary requirements, a demonstrable architecture, they can play a very crucial role. They can play very important role. And architecture development and process definitions are kind of steps that map the problem to a solution without violating any rules or any constraints that are being set in the start. So these are some points that you have to remember in this one. Some one or two additional points also I told you that proper planning, mature process, understanding of the requirements. These are very much required and they play crucial role. And along with the same, a demonstrable architecture plays very important. And architecture development and process definitions, they help to bridge up the gap between the problem and the solution. That means we will become capable to find out a good solution for the problem. So that's it for this part. This much is enough to remember. Next one, up to this point, if you are having any doubts, please message in chat box. Next is our technical perspective. So for this technical perspective, what points we have to remember? Because we are talking about technical perspective, there are some views we have to take into consideration, and that first model I have shown to you, you can utilize this complete model in your technical perspective of the model based software architecture. So in this diagram, as I told you before moving to the theoretical part, again let me tell you these are the phases that are being shown. some views are there, and how these components, how these use case, design view, they are working on which phase, and at what level they are working. Architecture is described through several views, which are extracts of design models. So that capture the significant structures, collaborations, and behaviors. And these are those views that is being shown over here. Design model, process model, component model, deployment model. For these models, different views are given over here: design view, process view, component view, deployment view. And here one is use case view. Okay, so this is the model you can utilize. This diagram you can utilize in your technical course. Now I'm moving to the explanation of our technical perspective. Different views are there that you have to remember. So this software architecture include the structure of the software systems, its behavior, and the patterns that guide these components, these elements, their collaborations, their interactions, their compositions. All these things together makes one software architecture. And architecture framework is defined in terms of views. Okay, so these are different views that are being given over here. For understanding these views, in the most real world systems, there are generally four views that you have to remember. And those four views are these ones: design, process, component, and deployment. These four views you have to remember for sure in the technical perspective. In management perspective, we talked about different definitions of architecture, architecture baseline, architecture description, what role it plays. Then we make the relation between software architecture and the modern software development process. In technical perspective, we have to talk about views, and we have to talk about the diagram that I've shown. So this design perspective, design view, this first one. Design view is a most common one, which is part of, likely it is probably necessary for every system. Other three views: process, component, and deployment. These another three views that depends on the requirement and size of the project. Okay. So about them, design view, it describes basically architecturally significant structures and functions of the design model. So architecturally, which are important structures, which are important functions as per your design model, that is being elaborated in design. Process view describes the concurrency and relationship between the design component and deployment. So process means, concurrency means at the same time which components are happening, at the same time which activities are happening. That is concurrency. So process view is about your concurrency and control thread relationships between design, component, deployment. So thread relationships means one by one which one is happening and which one relates to what. Component view describes the structure of implementations. So this we have seen in the diagram also. Component view is about um, description of the implementation set. Implementation set is about that we have studied in artifacts. So implementation artifacts are nothing but your source code files and your compile time related files, components, different components, functional components. All these things are implementation set, and description of all these things will come under the component. Deployment view is about description of the deployment set. So deployment set also we have seen um, during the artifacts. Deployment set is about your use case manuals, user manuals, your installation manuals, then your runtime files. All these things, description of all these things will be given in the deployment view. Okay, so you can see it in this diagram. The different views are given over here. these ones. These design view, process view, component view, deployment view, use case view, all these things will store the description about these things, and it is showing the architecture description document will consist of all these views. And here, on the basis of that, models are being designed, what they have to capture, what things they have to see, and the design process and use case models provide visualization of your behavioral aspects of the design. Component model will give the visualization of implementation set which is being stored over here, and your deployment model will give the visualization of deployment set. So same thing. So model will give you visualization, will give you complete picture of those artifacts. And these are the phases: requirements set, design set, implementation set, deployments. So that becomes your technical perspective. Apart from that, architecture baseline should include these things. First one is your requirement, in which critical use cases, quality objectives, priority relationships among features, all these things should be there. Design, name, attributes, structures, groupings, relationship of the classes and components, all these things are design. Implementation, source code, source components, inventory, bill materials, primitive components, your source code, your compile time files, all these are part of these. So it is like your architecture baseline should have these things for sure, and upper four parts are showing the views. These are your views that you have to do. Okay, so that becomes your technical perspective of the model-based software architecture, which you have to remember. Now let me move to next slide. And here we have to start our next topic about this. Here completes your model-based software architectures. And some more things, if you want to remember, I can discuss with, like this use case view. I have told you there are 4 5 views. This use case view describes the system's critical use cases which are realized by the elements of the model. And to model them, use case diagrams should be there. Utilize any of the UML behavioral diagrams to show those use cases. So that is your use case. Design view, architecturally significant elements of the design model, and it can be modeled by using the classes and object diagrams that will give you the complete design. Process view will address some runtime issues involving in the execution of the architecture, and it can include the logical software, your inter-process communications, state managements, which component is communicating with which another component, and it utilizes the that runtime issues also being handled over in design. Sorry, process. Component view describes your significant elements of implementation set, and in this one, component diagrams is to be made, and utilizing any UML behavioral diagram. You must have worked on what is that software name which we utilize in software engineering? Rational rows. Rational rows is a software in which these things happen very efficiently. Uh, it took some time to memorize that tool, but rational rows is a software which we utilize in which UML diagrams can be made very easily, flowcharts can be shown very easily. You must have worked on that if you have worked in some software engineering lab. Okay? If anyone can relate that one. So these UML diagrams can be utilized to make these architectures, and there are different views for which, like for design view, you have to just work on classes and objects. Then on process view, you have to show the relationship between the components, how the communication is happening. For component view, you have to work on some component diagrams. And the deployment view addresses some executable realizations of the system, like your allocation of logical processes to physical resources, and it is some deployment diagrams are there what you have to do, uh, what you have to consider during the deployment part. Use case manuals, user manuals, your installation manuals, all these things become part of the deployment. So that's it for this model based software architecture.